The As Is podcast does not necessarily hold the views or opinions of our guests. The guests have a right to express their own thoughts, and those thoughts are protected with their freedom of speech. What they say is what they say, and we allow them the right to speak on their own behalf. The As Is podcast is not responsible nor liable for the opinions and stories of others. Welcome to another edition of the As Is podcast. Today's special guest is none other than Crunchy Black. Crunch, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, Black man? Yo, you know what? It's always a pleasure to talk to the OGs in the game. You've been through a lot. You got an incredible story. So I want to start off before we get into the entertainment part. I know what it takes to be in entertainment, and especially in the rap world, because it's very competitive. So why don't you tell us about how you started, your humble beginnings?
Oh yeah, man, shit. It really, I was in Memphis like a motherfucker. I used to dance and shit, and hang out with the niggas in the hood, and end up going to a party that Paul was DJing. And I
Okay.
ended up meeting DJ Paul and actually started being like a crate boy to him, toting crates for him and helping him take their equipment into the party and set up and also break that shit down and leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And me and Paul got real cool. Then we had the GD meetings and me and Lord Elford met. Jumping on the bus going to the meetings and shit because you had to be there. And if you wanted to be on pimp. And we was going to the meetings and shit, and me and Lord Elford met on the bus. About to beat up some niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Lord Elford got a blue dicky set on, I got a black dicky set on. It looked like we came from boys in the hood
Right.
and shit. And we're going to the GD meeting, and we ended up meeting each other, not knowing that Paul and Lord Elford was some kin to each other. You get what I'm saying?
Wow. Yo, so
Yeah, I didn't.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were some kids to each other at the time. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was like, I was fucking with Paul on some going to the club, going to parties he was DJing at. And it really wasn't that. It was just I was out being on my own, running around as a kid, doing shit I probably didn't supposed to be doing. And at the same time, here go a young nigga that's doing the DJ shit. They got everybody in White Haven, which we call Black Haven, uh, coming to his parties, and the party so crunk where the neighborhood got kids everywhere. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And quite naturally, somebody wanted to try Paul, and he ain't going, and then he got a nigga like me that's really liking the shit he's doing and saying, "Hey, I wish a nigga would." You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and then that's how we really met, cause some niggas tried them, and I ended up jumping in between other shit, you know what I'm saying? And kind of got crunked back with them where they found out, oh, he got somebody with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I guess it just wasn't a somebody because I keep hearing you say GD. Yeah, and everybody know
Yeah,
what GD
yeah,
stand for.
yeah. And then everybody knew from Memphis. Everybody knew from Memphis what, you know what I'm saying, I was out there doing and the shit I was doing out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm from South Memphis, but where we from, you really couldn't go to certain neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? You from
Right.
South Memphis, you really didn't have no business in North Memphis. And the only way you could be in North Memphis is if you was buying or selling some weight. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right. Got it.
saying?
You know what?
And
I I don't want to cut you off because I really want to hear it. But what I gotta go to, man, is you got a story that's similar to a heartbreak. So listen, let me just say this. Let me give you my disclaimer for the record. We the same. We fuck with the same people. You know what I mean? Like I don't belong to no organizations or nothing, but I respect them all, and I have
no,
a special affinity for respect to GDs. You know, I fuck with that family. So let me just say that from the gate. And also
Got
want you to know that if there's something that you feel that I say that's uncomfortable, you do not have to answer it. But I am going to ask you, and we're going to touch on topics that I don't know how many other people have, but what we're about to have is a real nigga conversation if we were sitting up in themselves. Got it?
Oh man, I ain't gonna never be mad at you for what you asked, cause I'm a grown man. I know how to
Okay.
answer every question. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what it is then. So the first thing that I gotta ask you, man, is how the fuck did y'all break up, man? Like, what happened with the 3-6 Mafia to where you're no longer a part of it and you went on your own, especially coming from the background that you come from? And the reason why I asked, let me just make it clear. I noticed that with a lot of black groups, with black people in particular, we can start some shit and then somewhere along the line we break up and shit just goes left. So let's focus on how that shit happened and why is it like that for black people?
Well, I think it's like that with black people because we come from somewhere that a nigga really didn't have shit. And
Right.
instead of you have getting something and becoming to a person that's having something, you're not really thinking about keeping that. You're not really be thinking about the wealth that you can have with this money and all that. You thinking about what you can do with the money as showing out to people, buying all the jewelry, buying all the cars, leasing all your houses, shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
To make yourself look good. But in real life, you know what I'm talking about? What already made you look good is what's gonna keep you looking good. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So the group as 6 people, what made that shit look good and made us be able to be successful and have money like we do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, niggas will be around you or you'll be around the niggas and you just start feeling some type of way about motherfuckers because they might look better than you or dress better than you, sound better than you when it's rapping time. I ain't no telling what it might be. Hell, you hear about a lot of motherfuckers being mad at, well, a lot of friends killing friends. And then when you find out about why he killed them, it's all because of the jealousy.
Yeah.
Instead of that friend showing their friend that could get some money and knew how to generate some money around, I would have jumped with him and tried to help him out with something so I can get some money and make myself be somebody.
Right.
Instead of nigga doing that, they start getting mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the reason why I think the 3-6 broke up, there was too many, what they say, too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Right.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be the boss. Everybody who was the boss. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do what the boss supposed to do. Hey, the boss can control anything that the Indians do or the workers do or whatever. Hey, man, if you're scared to control it, then that's when it go wild. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. But how do you go from a brother like atmosphere to now where it's even a worker and a boss? Like y'all came from the bottom together. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Everybody ain't from the hood. Everybody ain't been through a real struggle. You know what I'm saying?
right, I get it.
So everybody ain't gonna be 100 with the situation when they don't got what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get it.
So you know what I'm saying? It's just simple as that. I heard a motherfucker say it was over drugs, and it could have been over drugs for some people, but how can it be over drugs for you if you don't do drugs?
Right. So let me ask you this: Did you have a history in the game? Because I mean, just doing my research on you, you've been locked up before for cocaine possession, right?
Yeah, goddamn right.
So was that for? Well, it don't matter if it was personal use or if you was using it for sale, but you was in that part of the
No,
life.
I don't sell though. I don't sell though. So you can take it from what it is. Yeah.
I
I'm
get
not
it.
the dope man. Yeah, I wasn't the dope man back then. I ain't the dope man, and none of that shit. When I came up, I was the robber.
Okay, I get it. Let
You
me
know
ask
what
you.
I'm saying?
I feel you. Let me ask you this, man, and this might be a little touchy for you, but when you come from that type of atmosphere, like some niggas have knowledge within themselves, their guts tell them. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I was in the game at one time, and I've always had in the back of my mind, as a result of what I've done in the streets, it might come back to haunt me. And I say that to say you've had a tragic situation within that group, because unfortunately, God seen fit to touch your daughter, and she was fatally shot.
Yeah, he touched me first. He touched me first. Remember, I got shot in Vegas, nigga, for nothing.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? And I live. So, if I can survive myself or what I went through, how can I not survive what me and my daughter going through? You get what I'm saying?
but
She's dead, I'm here. You
let,
know what I'm talking about?
let's talk
And,
about
and
let's talk about you first. What happened and why'd you get shot? Because they shot you in the
I got
face.
I got shot because I was taking shit from niggas and they never knew I was doing it until my supposed uncle scary ass snitch.
Wow.
So that's how I got shot.
What
You
was
know what I'm saying? My
what
my
was you?
daughter got my
What,
daughter got shot for hanging around niggas that she ain't supposed to be around.
let me ask you this, man, and I want you to think about what I'm saying to you with this question.
Yeah, I'm
Do
just saying everything he said is just the feelings for certain situations that folks really be be dealing with hard. I'm not that type of person. My life, I've been on my own all my life. I made myself to be famous. You get what I'm saying?
right.
Named to be something. So it's hard for me to take something hard or so like other people when I've been out here all on my own, doing it all by myself.
Let me ask you this though, and this is a serious question. Like sometimes there is a such thing as karma, but I think there's one that's even more, and it's called an exchange. And I think
Right.
that God gives you something, and as a result, something is going to be taken away. Do you feel any of the taken away as a result of your daughter's death? Do you think any of that had anything with the actions that you've actually done? Because you said verbatim that she was with niggas that she shouldn't have been with. Do you attribute
Yeah,
any?
my daughter was a blood. My daughter was a blood. She was hanging out with blood. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
And my daughter boyfriend was a blood that was killing niggas. You get what I'm saying?
right,
Quite naturally, niggas gonna be looking back at this nigga. You get what I'm saying?
right.
Before my daughter got killed, her nigga had just shot two niggas a week ago at a corner store in broad daylight.
Wow.
That's what I meant. She was with niggas she was supposed to be around. We get money. We don't sit around and be with bullshit ass niggas for the fuck of it. You get what
Right,
I'm saying?
right. Let me ask you this, man. And again, I just want. I'm trying to understand the mentality because I want to understand. You're taking it with a grain of salt, and with your answers and responses are real. But do you ever stop and sit down at night and think about, like, damn, how did my daughter get involved? How did I get involved? Like, how did God put me in this? And do I want to stay this way?
No, I don't do none of that because I already know what my purpose of being on this earth is. I know what it is. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
So whatever get took from me and whatever get gave to me is what I earned or what I lost. You get what I'm saying?
right.
Simple and plain. We're gonna lose something, we're gonna gain something.
And you know
Hey
what?
man,
And you know what, man? I agree with that shit 100%, and that's why I'm always scared because I think that the exchange dictates that you gonna get something and you gonna lose something. So I think sometimes success comes with a price. I think
and
sometimes,
do.
but
And do. And I ain't gonna say sometimes, I say all the time, how can you get a lot of something for a little of nothing?
yeah, that's
You know
deep.
what I'm saying? So you gonna have to, if you want to be successful in this life and you want to be a superstar, a legend, and all of what they say I am, you get what I'm saying? You're gonna have to lose something. Something gonna lose, and it's not up to you what you might lose. You get what I'm saying? Every day somebody dies.
When did you realize this? When did this all come to you? When did you get the knowledge that you have right now?
I told you when I was 9 years old, I was out there in the street by myself. You know what I'm saying? And then it turned to from 9 to 14 to when I first got real money from with Paul, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm out there by myself. I'm surviving.
Right.
I'm already doing what you trying to get me to say. I already, you get what I'm saying? All
Right.
the crying and bickering and saying this and saying that, I had already did that from 9 to 14.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I made my mind up to, I had a person tell me, you can do whatever you want to do. You can guide your life to success or failure. Which one you want to do? I made my mind up. I want to be successful. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Got it.
And the only way I'm gonna be successful if I'm being happy, not letting shit get to me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
When you can't get something to eat, when you didn't have somewhere to sleep. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I get it.
And now when it's time, you can have everything you want. You know what I'm saying? If only you pay attention and focus. But before you have to focus, you got to go and get this self preservation shit in you. You know what I'm saying? You get some
Right.
self preservation in you, then you get to think more about yourself than other motherfuckers, even though I still do, help other motherfuckers out. But I know it's the purpose of me doing something for them. I'm gonna get something back. Not doing it to get something back, but knowing that I'm gonna get something back out of these people that I'm really fucking with. You know what I'm saying?
I get
And
you.
for me, it's the fans. I really fuck with my fans. You get what I'm saying? They'll tell you. I ain't running from them. I ain't hide. I ain't trying to not sign an autograph or a picture. I'm not trying. If I got 200 motherfuckers in there, I guarantee you them 200 motherfuckers gonna say I signed and took pictures with everybody.
Right. I mean, that's what's up. That's what a nigga's supposed to do. Based on
Yeah,
what
yeah.
based on what you said, it sounds like you're focused in your direction and you feel like you have a path. But even within that, do you ever have nights or thoughts of regrets?
You know,
Never.
I no, I don't. I'm telling you, all the regrets and the thoughts of everything that don't went wrong for me ended up being good for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I had already went through that,
Right.
and I understood that if I let anything bother me or get in my way, then I'm not gonna be what I'm trying to be.
Right. I
It
get
be
it.
sometimes, yeah, it be sometimes folks come up to you with a problem. You remember they say it's easy to get in trouble, but hard to get out of?
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I'm believing in all that. So when people come up to me and I can tell they got an attitude, then I turn on the charm where, nigga, you can't have an attitude with me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, if you still have an attitude with me, I'm bad enough to tell you, nigga, get out my motherfucking face.
Right. Got it. So let me go here. With that being said, how realistic or how hopeful is it that you can mend your fences with 3 6 Mafia?
Hey, they still my friends right now. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And we just did verses and we do tours and shit with each other all the time. It just sometimes people feel like the best for them is doing what they want to do
Right.
instead of doing what we had to do as a group. You get what I'm saying?
Got it. And which brings me to this, which was excellent. I'm glad you brought that up. Versus Bone Thugs and Harmony, 3 6 Mafia. I personally think y'all did y'all thing. Like there's no question
Right,
in my
right,
mind.
right.
like y'all shitted on them. And
Yeah,
I'm not dissing Bone Thugs and Harmony because I fuck with them too. But
yeah,
y'all
that's family. That's family.
you did what you did. But let me ask you this. When this shit was happening and you was on that stage, what was going through your mind and how did you react to this shit?
Well, and with that fight shit, you know, Paul and Juicy didn't ever look at me to show me they wanted this shit to be ended. Cause I'm rolling with a gang of niggas all the time that's gonna do whatever.
Right.
So for once, I just stand right there. You know, all our lives, I've been one of the dudes that end shit or started
Right.
for this 3 6 Mafia. And, and Paul and Juicy will always look at me, and that's a way they'll do it to let me know, nigga, it's going down. But they didn't do that because we already knew that there was something serious. Being on the verses, being around where a lot of people can see us, even the folks who don't even know us but know our music. You know what I'm saying? So it
Right.
was big for us just as well as supposed to be big for them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So they actually, when Paulie one actually there as the real 3-6 Mafia that we was, because we would have whooped something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They was on business like they supposed to be, and we followed that. Now, some of our folks ran over there, and they kind of charged over there, but you saw them stop. Only when they charged all the way over, they stopped because they knew it was bigger than what, you know what I'm saying? That bullshit, just because niggas try to intimidate you or the devil was around, I can't even say the devil around because the devil part of our best friend, you know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna bring the bullshit to us that he know we ain't gonna handle. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He know we gonna act a fool, but at the same time, he'll go through since Mafia broke up, and we got to prove to people that we can be together, and we up there together like it never been no broke up shit. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Got it. Right.
And at the same time, for all of us who there was artists up under Paul and Juicy, we show them respect all the time.
Right.
Ain't no moving and rushing and doing some out of hand shit if you're not if they don't say so. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They can move by themselves. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't gonna move by themselves, guess what? If don't want you, guess what they gonna do? They gonna look at one of us. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
come on. And they never done that. If they'd have done that, that shit would have been a little crucial, I just got to tell you. So if Paul and Juicy wanted a real fight, all they had to do was look at me, and I would have made sure we had a real fight. You know what I'm saying? Even when them niggas was calling, when Bone them was calling out niggas, and niggas looked like they was the hitters or the shooters, you ain't see me. I'm walking up to them niggas. Look
Right.
at them niggas in their face, like, nigga, what you think you finna do?
Right.
You know I'm that dude, nigga. I'm here for this. You get what I'm saying? But then nobody give us no static, and I wasn't finna start nothing to make us look bad.
Right. But you know what? I think Gangsta Boo was the one who really called him out and said some
Yeah,
crazy shit.
when is the woman ain't gonna never call you out. She gonna always do that.
Right.
Yeah, women gonna always call a nigga out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, especially when she knows she weren't running with the winning team,
Right.
and she know we'll kick ass. So you know what I'm saying? It just was what it was. But her and the chat was on his head, and that was better than Paul and the rest of us kicking ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, look at us. We viral all day on this shit. That them dancing, me saying what I said, me passing a little weed to Bone, you know what I'm saying? I mean, lazy. It's just a lot of shit just still going viral because everything we did was right.
Right. But do you think the perception for the culture might have made it might have looked kind of crazy because it was like, oh shit, here these niggas go like fighting and shit. Do you think people?
Yeah, but the torture and the people already knew it might be a fight.
Right.
So we didn't have a make believe beef. We had a real beef.
Right. But what was the real
But
beef? Tell me.
but
Educate
but
me.
yeah, but before the versus shit, way before, years and years before me and Lazy go on tour, we just be me and him sometimes. We been had made up and been friends, but the beef was because I felt like the beef was because nigga was saying still our style for once, still the look, and at the same time they said 666 Thugz. We from Memphis. Our mama taught us about motherfuckers calling your name and you turning around. Not motherfuckers just calling anybody name and you turn around. What I mean by that, they were shouting us out when they said 666 Thugz.
Okay.
But our name is 666 Mafia.
Right.
But at the same time, we was young and wasn't thinking, at least me, I was, that these niggas shout us out, but they ain't really shout us out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Not knowing that they people who are running their label or running their business saying, hey, you shout these niggas out, they gonna be bigger than you anyway. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I see what you're saying now.
No, Bone Thugs 100 like the 3-6 Mafia before they even came out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
they was on us before they even came out. Quite natural, motherfucker gonna sound a little like us or look a look like us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get it. I think your
We
styles is
no,
I think your styles is totally different though. I don't even
no,
see.
no. That now, but if you go to Lord Influence, Skinny Pimp,
Uh-huh.
where this shit, you know what I'm saying? That fast rapping and singing shit.
Uh-huh.
That's Lord Influence. Then you go to this Dickie outfit with the afros. That's Paul and Lord Influence. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All of us used to wear Dickie outfits. Go look at the tape covers back then. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Old tape covers and shit. We had the pictures. All of us used to. It's just all of us didn't have the hair like Paul and Lord them that had them big afros and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't all about that because we had niggas in the city trying to steal shit like that. It was about to me that a nigga said our name but didn't say our name. But like I said, we was young. We didn't know, hey, easy, you know what I'm saying? Don't shout them niggas out.
Right.
But they still tried to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, how do you feel speaking of Easy? How do you feel about the Easy E legacy? How you feel about that?
Well, he was a boss. You know, he got the right to tell his folks what to do to make it better for them. You know, how you gonna get mad? You know, like I said, I was just a kid. I
Right.
love the shit out of Easy.
Right.
But half the reason why our music sound like our music goes to Easy. So I
Right.
would get mad about this shit. I was just mad that nigga you didn't say y'all name.
Right. I got it. You know what? I take it and I get the feeling that Memphis is definitely one of those bout it places. I've been down there a couple of times. Uh, which brings me to this. Unfortunately, there's always tragedy within the black community. And I get your vision and where you're coming from. I want you to let's touch on the topic of Young Dolph. How did you
Right.
feel about that, man? And what would you
Like
speak
I
on?
like I said before, man. You know, hey man, I don't appreciate nobody from the city killing a man like Dolph because you know we are trying to put rap groups and rappers out here to put the city on.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
And ain't nothing wrong with putting the city on with this rap music that we using or we doing, but it's totally wrong to try to prove a point on killing a man that's helping the hoods out, helping people out, and doing actually real shit for a motherfucker for somebody to get mad at him or jealous off the words he's saying in a song and start acting like a little bitch. You know, from Memphis, we all claim we tough and we this. So how can you take that words and shit hurt your feelings because the nigga is really putting it down on your ass? You know what I'm saying?
right,
So you got these young niggas that want to sign to a label bad and want to be somebody bad, and y'all got these niggas running out here going to nigga shows and all that old shit so you can try to see what a nigga up to and then have to pay a nigga to kill a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
wow, yeah, that's crazy.
I got something to say about that because I feel like if you talking all this shit on the album, I need to see you kill me, not somebody else sneak up and kill me.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Be who you say you is, nigga.
right,
You the killers, me the killers. You
right,
know what I'm saying? You
right,
know, don't just say this shit on a song and then here it comes, you know, you paying a nigga that go kill a nigga for you. Nigga, I don't want to hear none of that bitch ass shit about who you is in your position no more. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You talked about you was dude. So since you talked about you was dude, be dude. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
I get it.
Don't go pay these young niggas to go do something for you now. All these young niggas get locked up and shit. Now they gonna snitch about what it really was
Right,
because they can't stand this jail shit. They dream was being a superstar.
exactly. Right,
And then they follow your monkey ass and then you end up making nobody what they fear to be. Nobody. You get what I'm saying?
I got it. Have you ever fucked with?
So
Did you ever work with Young Dolph, or did y'all do any songs together or anything?
I never got to work with Young Dog because you know when niggas get hot, I never like really. I was a 3 6 Mafia rapper.
Right,
I only rapped for 3 6 Mafia. I only rapped on other folks shit that Paul and Juicy set the shit up. You get what I'm saying?
right,
So I don't give a fuck who you is, how many units you sell, how much jewelry you got on, how many cars you got, or how many houses you got spread around this world. And Paul and Juicy didn't tell me you paid me for me to get on the song. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I like a lot of niggas, but I don't give a fuck about rapping with them if they, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about rapping with me or they don't pay me, then fuck it.
Right.
So, yeah, like I said, I just focus on me. As
You ever
long as I
fuck with
be able to do,
you ever fuck with
huh?
you ever fuck with Yo Gotti out there?
Nah, I never rap with your guy either. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, I only rap. Well, I only be around people who want to be around me. You know what I'm saying?
So what you saying? Like he don't want to be around you, or is
You
everything?
remember nigga was saying, fuck just 3-6. You can't do that with me and think it's cool. I'm not the sucker ass nigga.
Wait a minute. He said
So,
fuck
well,
3-6.
yeah, nigga, that's how he got on. You remember what Dawg said? Dawg said, nigga, the only reason you on because you start talking about 3-6.
Wow. Wow.
And evidently Dawg was telling the truth because niggas tried to get him killed. Niggas tried to kill him.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying what it really is, and I don't give a fuck about nobody getting mad or none of that shit. I fuck with Memphis. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the bold. If you ain't in there in one of them categories, then I guess I ain't talking about you.
Wow. So Gotti tried to kill Dolph. It obviously was
No,
successful.
you ain't finna get me to say God and try to kill nobody. Go research, nigga.
You just said this shit, but okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just said it. Don't try to get that confirmation on this shit. Niggas just put up there on your shit. Say Cruncher said, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care.
Yo, I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's get on your biological cousin, or at least what I'm reading to be your biological cousin. Moneybag Yo, is that your cousin?
Yeah, Moneybag Yo, my cousin through some of our folks that, you know what I'm saying, first and second cousins. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And yeah, he doing his thing over there, and he acting a goddamn fool like he's supposed to do. I promise you, I appreciate that young nigga a lot, and not just because he's supposed to be a cousin, it's because he handled himself like a real young man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He moving around this motherfucking world, and he's the top shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He got girls that buying land and shit. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't hearing him in a whole bunch of shit until he had got into that shit with them niggas was shooting them at the birthday party in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What happened in Chicago and why?
No, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I didn't get to talk to him, but you know, whatever it was, it probably wasn't too much of nothing because he's still here and did too many people get shot. You get what I'm saying?
Right. By the blessing of God, that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he's still doing shows and shit down there. You know, like I say, people get mad. I don't even think it was Chicago niggas, and if it was, then what can I do about it? I'm in Chicago every motherfucking day.
Right. Your people in Chicago, like what you with is like, yeah, that don't make too much sense. So I definitely get that. Let me ask you this, man. What are your plans? What do you got going on right now that you're going to can we expect to hear anything coming from you? Like what you doing
Oh
right
man,
now?
I got a bunch of music. I've been down here with Uncle Beast, man, Leland Jones, man, in the studio, and I've been sitting in the studio, staying in the studio for a whole year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I signed with a new uh, management team, and they pretty good, and they take care of their business, and they got real relationship with major labels and shit. I'm about to try to sign another deal, give y'all a lot of music and videos, and maybe a lot of television and TV shit, movies and shit, and man, just try to put my brand on, you know what I'm saying? WHMG, hard hit money game, you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And put a lot of these young niggas and maybe a couple of these little females that really got talent on and show these other supposed to be CEOs and and boss man, that you can make money without stealing it from the artist, and everybody can be rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But let me ask you this. It's weird that you're saying you want to sign to a label. Are you doing this independently or do you want to, because sign, you don't have to sign to a label anymore. Like, especially, I don't think a
Yeah,
person
yeah,
like
yeah.
you.
You don't have to, but I want to, and I'm
Okay.
gonna do it. And ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing it because I know what the niggas' problem is when they can't, when they sign to a label and go get that little money and they gotta pay it back, but they can't come up with songs.
Right.
I'm a song coming up with motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All
Right.
I gotta do is give them what they supposed to get and give them enough of it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't want to be something and then can't do it. Niggas being entertainers and running from their fans. How you an entertainer and you running from the fans?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
So how can you want to be in this game like you supposed to be and then run around here talking about the major labels like they ain't doing nothing but you run around here wanting all this jewelry and all these cars and all these rent ass houses and these folks' name and shit, but you ain't doing it for yourself. And now you owe these folks.
Right.
And you owe these folks, and the only way you can get out of this shit is what? Do another great album.
Right.
We ain't hearing Jay-Z saying that. We ain't hearing nobody else saying nothing about no major label that's on a major label and doing their thing and been doing it for years. We just hear niggas say that because that's what they say now.
Right.
I'm just being for real. If
Right.
you go to a major label and you know what you want, you get to ask for what you want, and you get to sign the paper for what you want and what they want too. You get what I'm saying? But you
Right.
got to agree on it. Now you can't go in there blind and don't know shit, don't even know what you want in this game. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And you just doing it for the fuck up like half on there. Then now look at that half. They crying.
Right.
And you can do this shit by yourself, independent. But I saw Paul and Jesus do this shit by ourselves, independent. And like they say, you only making what you spend.
Right.
You want to keep on doing that, or you want to be smart and make what you can make out of the game and get what they call the white folks to give you up front. Well, you're not fucking your money out. You putting your money back into you.
Right. That's what's
Master
up.
P teach us that shit.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said Master P teach us this shit.
Yeah. 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 You definitely. Yeah. Master P is
Yeah.
definitely one.
Hey,
Do you still
hey,
you still fuck with
I,
Master P? Do you have a personal relationship with him?
yeah, I got a relationship with all the artists, the big artists or small artists or artists, period, that I don't ever fuck with. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that Master P taught us, and you got to understand that you got to know why did Master P sign with the major label? Why did Jermaine Dupri sign with the major label? Why did whoever that had their own label sign with the major label? They did it because it's gonna get them ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But do you
The
think
world was
do you
what
think
you
that
say?
do you think that could have been because it was a different era? Like, because today's world, you could blow up on the internet.
Yeah, well, I'm not on internet cat.
Okay.
I don't niggas that's come to be on no internet playing with these folks. You know what I'm saying? Why
Okay.
play with motherfuckers when you don't? You
Right.
don't have to. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Why spend all the money you don't save up trying to be somebody, and you can't go all over the world like that now. And they say you can by download your music on every platform, and I understand it.
Right.
So if that was really true, you know what I'm saying? If that was really true, that you can be everywhere, on all in every country, everywhere. You just download your music on every platform, and then you can be what we was on a major label. That's not true
Right.
because you still got to have this relationship with all these people that this major label have a relationship with that you can get in the door with no problem. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I say, I'm I'm a Leo, so I'm a natural leader. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Following what somebody else say is not what I do. Just because a motherfucker say they're independent, they're not independent. You know what I'm saying? even if they sign to a major labels for distribution, you still doing what they, you know what I'm saying? You get what
Right.
I'm saying?
I got you. I
You
got you.
still taking their help to be served around the world to somebody that you never knew, to throwing shows, um, or walkthroughs or whatever it might be.
Right. Let me
As
ask.
soon as an artist leave a major label or get dropped off the ship, he cannot do any shows or anything to the status of what he was doing with that major label.
I got it. I got you.
Now, why would Michael Jackson and all these folks do all this shit to get ahead? Now, sure enough, Michael Jackson had a little debt. Sure enough, Prince had a little debt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all that. But you only live once, they say. That's why these young niggas throwing all their money up and doing all this shit. They say you only live once.
Right.
So why not live it the way you're supposed to instead of the way you trying to live and not living that way?
Right. You know what?
You get what I'm saying?
I got it. You know what? You just made me think of something, and I don't know why, but I want to talk about some of the things that's going on inside the music industry right now. And one of the things that plagued Michael Jackson, I think, part of his debt was all of the legal cases he had, and some of those cases stemmed from sexual assault accusations and stuff like that. And right now, we're seeing a lot of that happen in the music game. We see it with Trey Songz, we've seen it with Michael Jackson, we've seen it with R.Kelly. How do you feel about that?
Hey man, I just feel like, look, I like Trey Songz a whole much. That's like a brother to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Do you think he's
Michael
guilty?
Jackson,
Do you think
huh?
Do you think Trey Songz is guilty?
I don't think he's guilty. Nigga who can sing. Nigga, when we was in school, that kid, you had a friend that could sing a lot. Like for real, like this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
He had all the girls.
Yeah, true.
Nigga, I got pussy off him. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Come on, man. Let's be for motherfucking real. They don't made it where internet, nigga. The internet don't made it where a motherfucker can say anything about a motherfucker. You can come, not you, but a girl can come up to my room, knock on my door, be with the shit. I can let her in because I'm already up there lonely. You know what I'm saying? And we can have drinks and talk. She
Right.
can leave that motherfucker and say I raped her, and everybody gonna go with it.
Right. So
You know what I'm saying?
you think that's what happened with because Kiki Palmer came out and said some stuff about him. Like, do you think that's Trey Songz's case? Because if that's what you think, that's what you think.
Yeah, Kiki Palmer said it because I probably would have went at Kiki Palmer ass too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, little rich ass girl, man, come on, man. You know what I'm talking about? I probably would have filled on her ass and did whatever it was too. So I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna tell it too. Look, Kiki Palmer, nigga, that girl on every damn thing.
Right.
I ain't just saying she no sex symbol, but come on, you know, hey man, you probably think this girl been 100 set on this TV shit and put to the side. That shit might be good. You know what I'm saying? I might can catch her up and hey, I give me money on some digger lane type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, and I hope you put this shit out.
Yo,
Okay.
yo, son, let me tell you something. This ass is nigga like your man should already
Man,
told you.
ass is what I need. I don't need a motherfucker thinking I'm somebody that I ain't.
Yo,
I mean,
and that's not what we do. It's coming out. So let me ask you the next
yeah,
one. I want to hear the next
okay.
polarizing one. How you feel about R. Kelly?
R. Kelly is my nigga. You know what I'm saying? No, in real life, R. Kelly my nigga, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Okay.
I know he got a little beside himself, and he might or did some of the shit he was what they say he did. But hey, man, you're just not gonna let me do it to you, and then come later on and get to crying because the internet on some bullshit right now. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? Hey, man, why you didn't come and do this shit a long time ago if I was wrong?
Right.
Wait a minute, hold up. Why have you been back all these times if I was wrong?
Right.
You know, I think the only thing he was really wrong on is pissing on a young girl. But hey, she might wanted to shower like that. You know that type of shit on the internet.
Right.
We don't know what motherfuckers are looking at when they by themselves.
Right.
Hey, shit, you will watch a flick and your girl will watch it too. And what y'all do after that? Try that shit. Come on, my nigga. I'm just saying, my nigga. I'm not gonna never call a man out
Right.
unless a man ain't doing what a man do. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I got you.
And, and I'm not gonna be able to be on everybody's side if I know a nigga and I know what the situation could have been. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, let me ask you this though. Your honesty is something that's definitely admired, and I definitely respect it. But why don't you think there are more men to speak out and say the things that you're saying, not in agreement or not to say that they
Yeah, cause
against?
they no, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how you feel about what I'm saying.
Right.
I just feel like you should know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But
You should.
why you don't
It,
why
it's always. It's just like my boy. It's just like my boy. What's his name? Who I've been watching all this time. Damn, the nigga who talk shit about rappers.
I was locked up in the same jail with that nigga. You talking about Charles White.
Charleston White. Now I know a lot of niggas don't like Charleston White,
Right.
and a lot of niggas on some bullshit with Charleston White. Is speaking his mind, but Charleston White is smart as a motherfucker because the shit he talk about is real.
Right.
These niggas in gangs and niggas doing all this shit, we got a bigger fight that we need to be fighting. And
Right.
niggas running around here claiming a gang, shooting each other.
Right.
Nigga, I'm on his side, nigga.
Right.
I feel like he right, nigga. Why we ain't taking the fight to who we need to take the fight to?
I agree with that. I
Why
think
we scared to talk shit about a motherfucker? So he just smart. He talking shit about the motherfuckers who out here talking about they doing all this gang banging shit. The motherfucker rappers are talking about they doing all this shooting and shit. You get what I'm saying?
right.
But when it really come down to it, who gonna be at the front line?
Right.
Who gonna be there with us when it's time when they say, okay, we don't had enough of these niggas.
Right.
And it's time to put our foots on their neck. How many of these gang banging ass niggas, how many of these killer ass rappers gonna be at the front line, dog?
I get all of that, but here's where I'm fucked up with him. Because let me just say this: I'm Muslim. I'm Sunni Muslim. I'm not Nation of Islam Muslim, but I also know that I have respect. Some of the things he says is disrespectful. For example, he's going after Farrakhan right now. You know, I don't believe in what
No,
Farrakhan.
no, no. I'm only in an organization that called the GD. I can't fight for another organization that I ain't got nothing to do with. You get what I'm saying?
I got it.
I feel what he's saying, and I can't knock him, and I can't talk about the Muslim because I messed with a lot of them. But I feel what he's saying about.
I feel what he's saying too, but I'm not going to. Let me tell you something, man. Let me just tell you something. Don't take this the wrong way. And I'm not even saying it to you. I'm just saying it in general. I helped take care of Larry Hoover mama. You understand that? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, and I'm not GD. I just did it because it's the right thing to do. That's what a nigga's supposed to
It
do.
was the right thing to do,
You
right?
know what I'm
Right.
saying? So at the end of the day, I can't sit here and talk about Larry Hoover. Like, I may not agree with some of the principles that were laid down and people misconstrued, but at the end of the day, I still respect what that man started, whether it went left or right.
All right, man. Now, let me fix it. Let me fix it up for you. Now, I never let nobody talk about Larry Hoover. Let me fix it up for you about Charleston White. We got to have a motherfucker that disrespect motherfuckers to be able to put motherfuckers in the right picture or mind frame or not doing it, but doing it a whole different way. See, he's just trying to get attention. And then once you get attention, you start getting money off this shit. And then you start getting money off this shit and you see this shit works. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
You know, hey, if you're a man, it's supposed to not hurt that much when a nigga speak.
True.
You
But
know what I'm
it's
saying?
still a level of respect, homie. It's still a level of
No, no,
respect.
no. You right. I'm not disrespecting nobody when I talk.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I feel that
But
way too.
no, you're 100% right. But how can we tell this man how to talk?
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
Do
true.
we want that man to tell us how to talk and how we need to think and what we need to say out of our mouth? So
That's
how
true.
can we do that?
I'm not in disagreement totally with what he says. I just don't like the way he approaches sometimes, and I don't like the personal attacks because I feel
No,
like
no. He said something that I watched the other day, and like I first saw Charleston when Pistol, the rapper Pistol put him up
okay,
from Nashville, Knoxville.
okay,
I first heard him then. I looked at him. I watched it when I watched it because I fucking Pistol. Anything, anybody put up on the internet that I got something to do with, I'm looking at them, liking it, I'm sharing it if it makes sense.
right,
So I watched him. I listened to him. I'm like, this nigga crazy. This nigga on everybody today.
right,
Then I started paying more attention to him and seeing that it's not just the shit he said that I'm trying to get you to understand is he said, when your mama told you to get your ass in there and wash the dishes, get up and go to school, get up and do this. Sometimes she said it in a disrespectful ass way.
right.
And you know that. But what did that do for us?
It made us get up and do the goddamn dishes.
All right. So we gonna keep on letting niggas run around here and shooting each other and
Right.
not say nothing.
True. I
And
agree.
all us OGs that don't say something, guess what these young niggas saying about us?
Fuck them.
Old ass nigga don't want. I ain't listen to that old ass nigga. I ain't.
Exactly.
So he got to be disrespectful as fuck for somebody to listen.
Yeah. I agree with that.
He ain't talking to all of us. He's saying it to the niggas who listening.
I agree with that.
We can, if anybody talk to you with sense, and they gonna express themselves to you so many different ways, it's up to you to be able to take that shit.
I agree with
It's
that.
up to you to be able to take something from that shit and understand what a motherfucker trying to say. You
But
get what I'm saying?
I agree 1,000%. But the danger of that is me and you are older and we have a different mentality, an older mentality.
Right.
And because we have an older, different mentality, we understand that. But these niggas that's 23, 27, 30, 32, they don't get it. They only seeing the negative of it. I give you a great example. The cover of my magazines always have people that have been accused of crimes and usually are convicted or in jail, but they are idolized in the streets. The punchline that I never write that I think that people should understand is that if you get on the cover of AsIs magazine, motherfucker, you got an asshole full of time and the feds is on you. But they never get that
Right.
part. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should get.
Well, please don't put me on your magazine. No, I feel what you're saying, and all I'm saying is I can only say what I can say about Charleston, and I fuck with Charleston. And if them young niggas can't take what a grown man saying, grow up, nigga,
Yeah.
so you can understand.
Let me ask you this, man. We winding down. So let me just ask you some of the characteristics that you've seen in some of your former group members. What was it like and how was Juicy J?
Juicy always been an entrepreneur, and he always been a motherfucker gonna make sure he get us a check.
Right.
And I can say that same thing for Paul. It wasn't a bad thing being around them guys at all.
Right.
None of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything that someone that's out of that group brought to me, and I did it because I wanted to do it. Not doing it because he was doing it or she was doing it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And Paul and them taught us a lot of shit. Just like I've been not like I never rapped on nigga shit. I've been doing verses for up and coming artists and shit like that. And they like, oh, gee, you making this shit. All the thanks of Paul and Juicy. Nigga, I didn't know nothing about no 8 bars or no hooks or no 4 bars or no 16s or nothing.
Right.
I just knew how to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Without the right structure and the right guidance, we ain't gonna get nowhere out here.
Right.
And a motherfucker can make it look like it's Charleston White fault or even shit I say sometimes, but it's not our fault. If people do not want to listen. Hey, they'll read like a motherfucker. I bet if he was typing that shit up there, reading, they'd be cool with it.
Right.
It's the expressions and the look and the way he put this shit make some people hate him.
Right.
And some people not agreeing with what he's saying, and some people agreeing with what he's saying, but don't like the way he say it.
But
You know
don't.
what I'm saying?
Let me interject on that. And I'm not trying to attack Charleston White because I really, you know what I mean. Like I don't have
No,
nothing
I
against the
just
nigga.
brought up Carter.
No,
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 you're not attacking him. You're not attacking him.
not at
And
all.
you're not,
Not at all.
no, no, no. This,
I would have him on my platform. But now, before you said it, let me just say this to you. The reason why I say that is because sometimes when he speaks in general, and I don't think people can understand and decipher the message and differentiate what he's trying to say. Because when he says Muslims, he doesn't understand that there's 26 different sects of Muslims.
doesn't say that.
You
And
know what I'm saying?
he might do, but he don't give a fuck.
But that's where I have a problem because I'm Muslim. You know, and
I
I'm not.
understand that.
I'm
I
not nation.
understand that.
I'm
I
not nation.
understand that. had a problem. I had a problem when he was finna say something about. Well, I didn't hear what he said nothing wrong. When I heard him talk about Larry Hoover, he actually said that he appreciate. Uh, at first, a motherfucker had it wilding. You know what I'm saying, with the GDs. Then he ended up saying that he appreciate the growth in a man.
Right, because there's growth and
And
development. It's not just gangster
yeah,
disciple.
he appreciate the growth in a man. He appreciate what Larry Hoover tried to do for us as the growth and development part of the shit. And he changed. And by Larry Hoover constantly changing and constantly making it where it was better for the people who was following and representing this till he go to jail, nigga, and then everybody doing what they want to do. You get what I'm saying?
Right, I got it.
And
I got it 1,000%.
and I understand what he was saying, and I understood just like when Kanye West was just on the drink challenge for all the people who really was in what we were in and represent what we represent. If you was listening to Kanye West, you should have saw and heard the message that he was giving us to let us know about Larry Hoover and all that. You get
Right,
what I'm saying? What was going on right then? What we need to do right now to make sure he at least get out of prison. You get what I'm saying?
right,
And not just him getting out of prison to getting that structure back.
right. I agree. And I got to cut you off. The reason why I got to cut you off is because it's not just about Larry Hoover for me. It's about black people because I respect all organizations, vice lords. You know, I respect Four
No,
Corner
no,
Hustlers.
no. I do too. I do
I
too.
respect them
I,
all. Like, even though I'm not gonna lie, I have an affinity to gangster disciples or growth and development because you know I fuck with Chicago hard, and I know a lot of them. And like I said, you know, I was fortunate enough to be in that man's inner circle with his family, but then I've also been in the inner circle with Jeff Fort's family. You know, the leader
right,
of the Moles with his daughter. You
right,
know, I've
right,
been in the
right.
inner circle of Willie Lloyd. He ran the Vice Lords. Like, I've been in the inner circle of King Tone. He's running Latin Kings. And I guess it's because of my job, so I see it a little different. So that's why some things, you know, when people say it, I look at it from a different angle because most people will never know what I know about them all because they have tunnel vision. GDs
Right.
sometimes have tunnel vision of only knowing and caring about GDs. They don't give a fuck about an op. I give a fuck about it all because overall, we all black, homie. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, no. And I can ride with you on. I can ride with you on giving a fuck about it all. I can ride with you with it.
Right.
You know, it's black. It's black with me all the way.
100%. And that's what I'm on. And that's what I'm going to always stand on.
No,
Like,
it's black with me all the way. 100%. Don't matter what it is. A motherfucker will tell you. Vice Lords, GDs, Crip Bloods, all of them been around. All of them show me love. I never had problems with none of the gang members. I never really want to.
right,
You get what I'm saying?
right. And
But
that's
if it happened, it happened. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be the nigga that constantly being up on top of the game and trying to get to my people, and they don't want to listen.
got it.
Everybody want to do what they want to do. We constantly getting the bad end of the stick. And
Yeah.
here go a nigga that don't been through it and can tell you a little something and you don't want to listen.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And here goes the cipher is constantly going over and over again because we ain't gotten enough black people listening.
Right.
They is not listening to a you that's spitting the knowledge and actually showing them how they move out here. They're not listening to Charleston White and actually taking deciphering the shit that really matter out of what he's saying. You get what
Right.
I'm saying?
I got it.
They're not listening to nothing but the bullshit that we throw out here. Nigga, you can take a girl you know and post her picture up on your Instagram with, with totally dressed, no matter what kind of outfit it is.
Right.
And then you can take that same girl and post her up on your Instagram in some panties and bras.
Right.
And she gonna get more likes, shares, and all that shit off the panties and bra before she get the picture. I mean, before they get the picture of actually paying attention to this girl with her clothes on.
True
You get what I'm
story.
saying?
True story.
So how can we teach them to not fall for the negative shit and fall for the shit that really matter?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep on trying and get assassinated every time we get close to what we really supposed to be at, or it just ain't gonna work.
Right.
Now, our whole mistake as black people is not joining together. We'll join anything, we'll fall for anything, and then once that anything get rough, we want to talk about what we should have did and who holding us back.
Right. I agree with you.
Hey, but huh?
I agree with you. I'm in agreement, a
Yeah,
1000%.
and I'm glad we talking about it like this because maybe they can hear what we saying and say, "Damn, he right."
But you are.
You know what I'm saying?
You are.
And maybe we can get a few more motherfuckers to join the fight that we really need to take. We really need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do that.
You know,
Let, let
you
me
know,
let me
you
let me
know.
let me tell you this. Let me tell you, I'm with you with that, and I will accept your challenge to do that. But let me just say this: you are definitely already. You know, Larry Hoover's first son is down there where you at. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah. I don't been around them and I don't kick with them.
Oh,
We
okay, okay,
we
okay.
did the Legend tour. We did the Legend tour in Chicago last year and shit. And they all came out and fucked with us because they were Bun B and all us that really, you know what I'm saying, about the cause. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But no, his first son. Now I'm not talking about Larry Jr. That's in Chicago. You got a son down there in Tennessee with you. His first son.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna hook y'all two up together. He that's the first son. So he's definitely on the same shit that you on, and he's definitely somebody that we need to link up with. Like I already fuck with him. He's actually been on this show. So I'll send you a link to that show too, so maybe you can listen to it. But yo, listen, man,
Okay.
we one and the same, man. We on the same shit. We fuck with the same people. It's crazy how small the world is too, ain't it?
No, it's crazy how small the world is. Look, I promise it's crazy. You know, we are figure out we in one city all our life, and then when we go out there, we still meet some of the people we already don't met before.
Yeah, yeah,
But or meet people that know some of the people we already met before and get introduced to new people. But like I always say, you got to be willing to meet somebody new, embrace somebody new, and believe what somebody new is saying. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
So we can learn something. We're not gonna learn nothing running around here thinking of we know everything and
Yeah,
not paying attention to something that someone else say.
I agree.
And we take everything to the heart like they do with Charleston White, then we're never gonna learn nothing. You know, the preacher used to say before churches really came, before they built churches, the preachers used to stand on the end of the corner of the street up on a box and preach the word.
Right.
And the only reason he did that because he was saying at least he can get one or two people to stand in front of him. He's doing good.
Yeah.
But at sometimes he had 10, 20 people standing in front of him and he was doing great. So until we can really believe that, We're not gonna be able to get everybody.
Right.
You're only gonna be able to get the people that feel like you. And once you get them people, you need to instill this shit in them even more so they can finally get them one or two people. We can't do this shit just by thinking that we're gonna be able to get the world to go along with the cause that you fighting. You're only gonna get a few motherfuckers at a time. The only way you're gonna get enough motherfuckers so you can fight the right way is letting somebody else take the chance to do what you're doing. Giving somebody else the movement or the love to be able to say what they need to say. You get what I'm saying? Because
Right.
some folks, we got people out here that straight leaders. They're scared to talk.
Tell me about it.
You know what I'm saying? We got folks out here that straight bosses that scared to boss.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? And until people know that, I'm gonna say it like this: until the people who's not scared of the white folks, I mean, the people who's scared of the white folks can stand up for what they really, really believe in. Because, you know, we really should believe in ourselves and our race. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't doing that 100%.
I agree.
We ain't doing that 100%. And I sit up and watch a white judge say on the internet today, hey, I used to, when I was growing up, I used to watch the KKK wear white sheets and kill black men. He said, now I'm watching black men wear a black hoodie and kill black men. I am tired of it.
Wow.
How the hell that some of the white folks are tired of this
And
and
we
we're
not.
not?
Great point. I get it 100%. 100%. Yo, listen, man. It's been a pleasure having you on. Yo, you family, man. Like, I don't even know if you don't know, but you my motherfucking cousin from down south. And we got a big
Goddamn right, man. Goddamn right.
we got a big
Hey,
uncle.
man,
What up?
all I want to say, man, everybody I come across is the reason why I don't came across. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we're not the interviewer and the interviewer anymore. We friends, like you say, we cousins, and it's love. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
Keep me on your mind so I can stay on your line, man.
There it is. Yo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna get back in contact with you, man. I got something coming up. I don't really want to talk about it right now, but your man know what it is, and so you're gonna hear about it. In the meantime,
All right.
Crunchy, respect. I salute you. Stay strong.
No, it's love, man. Hey, man, let's try to do what everybody ain't doing.
That's what we gonna do. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna hold you to that shit. Trust me.
Man, I ain't just talking. I ain't gonna never just talk just to sound good. You get what I'm saying? I'm meaning everything I'm saying. That's why I appreciate you having me on your platform so people can know and get to know me better than me just being the nigga on them albums. You know what I'm saying?
Say no more. We
Like
go.
Charleston White said, Country Black is a whole different nigga from Donnell Carter.
That's what it is. Yo, I'm gonna get at you. All right.
Yeah, it's love.
All right, son. Later.